What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Vince Warburton and this is VW Fitness. Today we're talking about Kaged Muscles Vegan Plantein. Let's get to it. For those of you new to the channel, guys, I do videos every single week. We do supplement reviews. We talk a lot about fitness tech. We have a cooking series. If that is something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe and bell for notifications. Follow me over on Instagram at VW Fitness for more content. You can also DM me, reach out to me, ask any questions you might have. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. Thank you for coming back to another review. Pretty excited to get into this Kaged Muscle Plantein review. Now, I'll be 100% transparent here. I actually was planning on doing another vegan protein review that was sent to me. Unfortunately, due to some complications on their end, we're not able to do that review currently. So luckily, I actually was just over at Vitamin Shop and picked up this Kaged Muscle Plantein, which is their vegan protein. This was not sent to me for free. I bought this with my own personal money. Picked it up, like I said, Vitamin Shop on my own, picked up some greens. If you guys want to check out that review, because I am all about their Outlive 100 greens, make sure you hit the card up here. I've been a fan of Kaged Muscle for a long time. You guys know this. I don't work with them. I'm not affiliated with them. This review is completely unpaid, unbiased, and just a completely honest review of the product. That's how we keep it here on the channel. So if you're new to the channel, we break down a supplement like this into 3 different parts. We're gonna talk about number 1, price, 2, the label ingredient breakdown, then we'll talk about the ever coveted, most important probably when it comes to protein, the taste, okay? Probably not the most important, but a lot of people are obviously looking for the best tasting protein. And we have some interesting things to kind of bring to light when it comes to this protein. Never used it, as you guys can tell, still sealed and everything. So I'm pretty excited to get into it. So let's jump right into it, guys. Price, this comes in at $26.99 right off of kagedmuscle.com. This is for 15 servings, kind of an interesting number. I would have thought you'd go 20, maybe 25, even 30 servings like most protein powders do. So this comes in the biggest size, and the only size is 15 servings. Now with that price point, it is gonna come in at $1.80 per serving. Now on the consistent pricing scale, now this is an overall protein scale. This is gonna come in at a 5 out of 10. That is not just vegan proteins. That is whey protein isolates, whey protein concentrates, everything that I've done research on over the past few years, that is a consistent kind of scaling. So do remember that, because vegan protein tends to be a little bit more expensive than whey protein isolate, just the way it's made. So on the consistent price scale, 5 out of 10, not terrible, kind of right there in the middle. I just wish there were a little bit more servings, to be honest. I don't think it's like, you obviously could just buy another tub and then you get the full 30, but kind of different. I wasn't expecting that when I picked up this tub, when I did a little bit more research. Yeah, 5 out of 10. All right, let's move right into that label ingredient profile, guys. Probably the most important thing, or a lot of people are looking at. Like I said, 1 scoop is 35.1 grams. We start out with 150 calories, which is, I would say, on the higher end of a protein powder. Not necessarily vegan protein, but definitely a protein powder. This is a little bit on the higher end. I wouldn't say it's extremely high, but it is a little bit on the higher end. Where is that coming from? It's coming from 4 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, and 25 grams of protein. Now to break that down even further, we have 1.5 grams of saturated fat, 330 milligrams of sodium here, 1 gram of dietary fiber, 0 sugar, 0 added sugar, and like I said, 25 full grams of protein. So really interesting here, okay? A little bit higher on the fats. That's typically where we get the majority of calories, right? 9 calories per gram. And this is a little bit on the higher end. Now that fat is coming from the MCT oil, and that is a kind of healthier fat, right? Not necessarily a bad thing. So depending on how you want to look at it, I feel like this label is still really solid. You know, it's still within my guidelines of anywhere from like 100 calories to about 140 is kind of where I like to be. This is a little bit higher, but obviously if it tastes really great, it's gonna kind of justify the extra calories. And depending on what your goals are, if you're trying to cut, if you're trying to lose a bunch of weight and you don't wanna add calories in necessarily with your protein, maybe look at something else. But I think honestly, 10 calories, 15 calories is not gonna like blow you out of the water. Overall, I think it'll work really nicely. Now, the protein source for this is a pea protein isolate. You will see a lot of vegan proteins that have a blend of different proteins. Now, they do use a pea protein isolate, guys, that is researched to be 300% more bioavailable compared to a regular pea protein isolate, okay? So just kind of keep this in mind. They put a lot of research into this in terms of like making sure they use the right ingredients, and this stuff's not just getting flushed out of the body. I think that's definitely something to note. Very, very small ingredient panel here. Like I said, pea protein isolate, natural flavors, organic quinoa, MCT powder, and then we have stevia and then a sucralose to kind of sweeten things up. Obviously, like I said, no sugar in this. So overall, guys, solid label. Everything's fully disclosed. I'm very happy with this. I am gonna give this an 8 out of 10 just because it is on the higher end of the calorie spectrum. I don't think it's anything necessarily to worry about, but you know, to be consistent, I got to dock it a couple points just because it is on the higher end. Now, let's move right into the ever coveted taste, guys. Like I said, have not tried this protein. Very excited. This is the banana bread. It does come in cinnamon roll as well. So 2 different flavors there. And let's pop this open. All right, so this does recommend 8 to 10 ounces water. We have 9 ounces of water here. Banana bread. Wow, smells just like banana bread. Pretty crazy. Now with most vegan proteins, I feel like they're getting better and better every single year, guys. We have so many different companies that are coming out with vegan proteins. There's a lot of demand for it. Honestly, the reviews for vegan proteins, like a lot of people come to my channel searching for vegan protein reviews. So I'm excited to get into this. I'm not vegan myself, but we're gonna do 1 full scoop here. This is a pretty like kind of chalky, a little bit chalky in terms of the texture. That's not necessarily consistent with how it's gonna taste, I'm gonna guess. We'll cap this and give this a nice good shake. Now with all my protein reviews, guys, I always use water. Just always keep that in mind. I know a lot of people use almond milk or, you know, different kinds of milk, etc. I always use water to keep things consistent. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, mixability. There you go, there you have it. Mixes up really nicely. You do see kind of that, you know, texture here, the kind of graininess, if you will, on the side of the bottle here. That's nothing to worry about. And we'll give this a nice good taste test. Cheers. Interesting, okay. Very banana forward right off the top. And then you kind of get this nuttiness on the back end. I think it's supposed to be reminiscent of obviously the bread part of the banana bread, but it is very banana forward. Even after you get that really banana flavor kind of on the back end. I like that this is naturally flavored. That's probably my big thing here. And I'm not getting a bunch of like necessarily fake tasting banana. I think that's something that sometimes we do see a lot of is when they start using different fruits and artificial flavors, things tend to get a little bit extreme in terms of the taste profile. I think with this, it's actually fantastic. I think it's very well balanced. You get a little bit more of that banana forward on the front end and the back end. It kind of sticks through that nuttiness. It does taste like banana bread. I'd be very curious to try to make some banana bread out of this and substitute it in for the flour, obviously. I really like it, guys, and here's the one thing with this product and Kaged Muscle. And again, I have not talked to them about this product whatsoever, but I'm just basing off their website. They have a money-back guarantee in terms of this tasting absolutely incredible. So if you guys buy this from them, and obviously you'll have to reach out to them if you guys have complaints or issues, but if you try this protein, you don't like it, you can reach out to them and they're probably gonna give you your money back. Now, again, I don't work for Kaged, so don't take that to heart. You'll have to do your own research and reach out to Kaged. But it is right there on their website. If you look into Plantein on kagedmuscle.com, there's a money back guarantee in terms of the taste. And honestly, I don't think anyone's really gonna have a problem with this. I don't get any chalkiness, no graininess, some of the standard sort of gross taste profiles that you will get with some vegan proteins. I think we've come a long way in terms of vegan protein because there are so many people that are vegan or lactose intolerant, or they're trying to avoid, you know, your typical whey protein isolates and hydrolyzed protein, whey protein concentrates, etc. So I think this is a great option. I think price-wise, it's right there in the middle with most of the other vegan proteins. If anything, it's like a little bit on the lower end of cost. I do wish they made a bigger tub. Maybe that'll come eventually, you know, give us 25 or 30 servings so that I'm not having to continually go to Vitamin Shop or ordering from kagedmuscle.com, etc. I think overall though, in terms of taste, guys, I'm gonna give this a solid 10 out of 10. And you know, I base that rating pretty much on the ingredient profile, as well as knowing it's natural flavored, and then just the way that the flavors kind of come together. And just even now, just drinking this, it's very refreshing. If I was to drink this with some almond milk or, you know, oat milk or any sort of milk substitute, or even milk itself, obviously it wouldn't be vegan at that point, but I think overall, this is probably one of the best tasting vegan proteins I've ever tasted. And I've tasted a lot of them. And this is such a unique flavor that I think it's really fun. I think that's the other thing. Like cinnamon roll, I don't know how that would come out, but with this, hands down, definitely right up there with the best of the best. and I'll leave it at that. If you want to learn more, make sure you hit up Kaged Muscle on Instagram at Kaged Muscle. You can hit up their website, www.kagedmuscle.com. Again, guys, I've been a huge fan of KM. They're probably one of the longest running supplement companies that I have used personally before I even started the supplement channel. I was on their pre-caged for, I think, upwards of 3+ years before I even started the channel. And I trust exactly what's in this container. The manufacturer, I trust the company, and everything that Chris and his team and everyone at Kaged Muscle does, I'm a firm believer in. So definitely a lot of high remarks here. I recommend if you guys are looking for a vegan protein, check them out. If you guys enjoyed this review, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, guys. Hit the subscribe and bell if you haven't already. And as always, we'll catch you guys in the next one.